How's it going, everyone? My name is Kyle Lemon and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a super simple Enderman farm. Now I do say super simple, but it is not super cheap. It's actually kind of expensive. You're going to have to grind a little bit to get the materials for this farm, but it's definitely worth it in the end. It gives you a lot of experience in a very short amount of time. Of course, you do have to defeat the Ender Dragon and everything like that, but I have found that for survival, it is probably the easiest and simplest experience farm post beating the dragon that you'll have to make. Of course, this was shot in 1.19.2 of the Java update, so you can see behind me it is actually working. And you will have some spillover, so these Endermen will obviously be landing on where you're going to be, but that's okay because they are only one-hit deaths. Like so. Aha, what a nerd. Alright, on to the building process. Alright, so to begin, normally I build this right off of the spawning platform in the end, but you don't have to build it. You can actually build it anywhere in the end. So I'm going to build it off this end of the end, and like I said, normally I build it on where you spawn in the end. That's because when you spawn in the end, you can just go to it right away. You don't have to travel that far. But for our purposes right now, I'm just going to be building it here. Put my shulker box down, and in here is everything that you're going to need to build this in survival, of course. Because you guys should know that I don't mess around with creative, not with tutorials. It's too annoying. So first off, we're going to go ahead and grab our oak leaves. Now these can be any kind of leaves. They obviously don't have to be oak, but I like using oak because it's the most common. And by the way, I hope I shouldn't have to say this, but this is a void. If you fall, you're going to lose everything. So be very, very careful. I would recommend building this without any of your special armor or any special weapons equipped because dying is very likely. So, you know, don't die. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so build out to here from those 4 stacks of leaves all the way out to here. You should have 40 and a stack. We're going to go ahead and build out our little platform here. So go ahead and come out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. It's going to be 8 long, and then we're going to go out 10. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then go ahead and fill that in. Alright, this is what you should have, and then just go ahead and build up around the sides. Please, if you have auto jump on, turn auto jump off, or you'll die. And if you want to put like railings of leaves here on the sides so you don't fall off, you might need more leaves than what I had told you, but for the very base amount, this is all the leaves that you're going to need is 4 stacks. And the reason that we're using leaves is because obviously nothing will spawn on leaves. Enderman won't spawn on leaves. And the reason we're building this so far away from the end is for spawn rates. Basically, since nothing is going to spawn out here except what we're going to build, then that's going to get us the most amount of Enderman. Go ahead and place your shulker box down here. And we're going to get out our hopper, chest, and our anvil and name tag. Now I did actually already name this name tag, so go ahead and put your anvil down and get your name tag here. I named it Bill. Let's name it Bill 2 for some reason. I don't know, I guess I could have just kept it as Bill, but whatever. It is always a good idea to have an anvil here anyway, because you're going to be getting a lot of experience, and just in case you need to combine any swords or armors, it's always good to have an anvil here. Okay, you go ahead and put your name tag back. We're not going to need that quite yet, and go ahead and get all of your glass. So first up, we're going to go ahead and place our chest. We're going to come to the middle of this where we walked in, and our first chest is going to go right here. Now that's 1, 2, and 3 from the back. And put the one next to it. Now in the back here, we're gonna put the middle facing here, and the other hoppers facing into the first hopper, and 3 in the back as well. Now for the last hopper, we're gonna go ahead and break the leaf under the chest and make sure that the hopper is going into this leaf here, because we're gonna break this like so and put our last chest here. Now this is basically just going to collect ender pearls, and unless you need a lot of ender pearls, We're just going to go ahead and place it here so that we can open it, grab the ender pearls, and just toss them off the side. Okay, up next, go ahead and surround this with glass, like so. Perfect. Okay, so this is what you should have now. I'm going to go up here, and this first row of hoppers is not where the Endermen are going to be. The Endermen are actually going to be on this back row of hoppers. So we're going to start on the side of the back row, and we're going to go up 43 blocks. So it's easiest just to have 43 blocks in the inventory or in your hand, and go ahead and build up. All right, perfect. So 43 blocks later, and here we are. Now you're just going to go ahead and do that around all the other places. So this is basically where the glass is going to go. You don't have to put any in the corner. It doesn't matter if it's in the corner. It's not going to be useful there. So I would not build it in the corner. You're just going to waste glass. Before you go too high, go ahead and put a glass piece there and get back down here. So if I can show you this, so this is where the Endermen are going to be. We're going to put a glass piece in front of this and break this glass piece. So if you imagine the Endermen coming down here, now Endermen are 3 blocks high, so they're not going to be able to get past this block here. So we're just going to build that here. But we're not going to connect it to the ground because this is where we need to go to kill the Endermen. All right, so now just build the rest of that up to 43 blocks. So this is what we're going to have up at the top level here. We're going to need to go back down and grab some more stuff. So I recommend grabbing a water bucket. Now, I do not expect you to do the dream style MLG water bucket 360 no scope down there. Just go ahead and place some water there. It's not going to ruin anything, and you're going to get down a lot safer. Awesome. Now, there's just going to be water down here for a little bit, but that's okay. So we're going to open this up. Go ahead and grab pretty much everything else because you're going to be up there. Actually, if you want to just go ahead, put everything, just bring the whole shulker box. Just bring the whole thing. All right, and now we can head back up there. Wonderful. Now, I would leave the water there just in case, but go ahead, put your shulker box down, and take your building blocks out. Now, we're going to replace this top layer of glass with building blocks. Now, if you're wondering why we built it 43 blocks high, 43 blocks is actually the height that Endermen need to fall from to basically be able to be one-hit kill at the bottom there. So we're not going to want to stand around killing Endermen forever. We're going to have it be one-hit kill, lots of XP, and the next Enderman wave comes down. All right, so very carefully come back to this corner here. Go ahead and put 3 blocks there. Now, it doesn't matter which 2 blocks you use. I'm going to go ahead and use these 2 blocks here. So we're going to go ahead and put, and this is just temporary setup, put some blocks there like that. Perfect. And basically create a little hole here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand in this hole, and you're going to want to bring food because what we're going to need to do, go ahead and grab your ender pearl, your rail, your minecart, and your name tag. This is the worst part of building this whole thing, I guarantee you. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come down in here. Now, you don't necessarily need 4 stacks of ender pearls, but it does usually take a while for an endermite to spawn, which is what we're going to want to have happen. Okay, now I definitely didn't go into creative mode and get myself some food. But seriously, I would definitely recommend bringing some food along. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and take your ender pearl and go ahead and just toss it at the block across from you. Keep doing that until an endermite spawns. Okay, I did want to mention something really quick while we're in here because this is like the second time I've died. As soon as the endermite spawns, you are going to need to go ahead and, as fast as you can, place your name tag on it and place both rails and the minecart down right away because it will try and kill you. And before, when I mentioned that you should leave your best armor at home, that's true, but please do not do this without any armor or you will probably die. Like 99% you'll die. You'll need armor to do this. I don't have armor. Like I said, this is the second time I died. So just watch me very carefully. Once the endermite spawns, I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, endermite's down. We're naming him. And I like to jump a lot at this. Put your minecart down. Ah, hurry up, hurry up. There, finally he's in the minecart. Oh my gosh. You can actually go ahead and break this down. Okay, so now as you can see, the endermite and the minecart are in the center. You're going to go ahead and take this other rail down. You don't need that. And you can, if you want to, you can actually take this rail down as well, but I like to leave it up because it'll leave the enderman in place. And we're going to go ahead and break all the blocks except the one behind it. The one behind it, we're actually going to put another block on top of it really quick. And this is pretty much what you're going to have. So if you're still alive by now, this is what you're going to want to see. All right, so go ahead in your shulker box, get your trapdoors. That's the very last thing you're going to need. So for the trapdoors, what we're going to do is we're going to build 2 out here. Come over here, be careful of the endermite because it can hit you through the minecart. Come over here and do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to take our first trapdoor and place it on top of this block and place 1 more up here. And we're going to place 2 on each side of the endermite. And 3 more on the sides there. And on the sides over here. Wonderful. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on top. So that it mirrors the bottom. Wonderful. So that's what we should have now. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put 3 more here. And we're going to go ahead, break these blocks here. We're going to put our trapdoors down here and fold them in. Go ahead, if you still have your water, take your bucket. We're just going to place it down a block and come over to the side of the endermite and place those there and put them down. Now, what these trapdoors are going to do is they are basically going to trick the Enderman's pathfinding AI into thinking that the trapdoors are solid blocks, which of course they're not, and the Endermen are just going to fall right down here and be killed. Yay! So since we don't need this anymore, you can go ahead and put whatever ender pearls you have left, your rail, you can keep your bucket if you want to, and go ahead and break your shulker box. You're not going to need that anymore. Now, we're not done with the trapdoors, but we do have to place out our spawning platform a little bit first. So, go ahead and bring it out 30 on each side and 30 in the middle. This is 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30, alright? And do the same thing on the other side. And once more in the middle. By the middle, I do mean across from the endermite. Okay, spooky noises, I'm doing a tutorial here. Please shut face. Why is it so creepy? Alright, so now you can see, oh, look at that, endermen are already spawning there. Now, we're not quite done. So go ahead and don't look at the enderman, first of all. But second of all, we're going to go ahead and finish our trapdoors. There's going to be 5 on each side. So we're going to put 5 on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do that on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. There we go. So that should be all your trapdoors. Now what this is going to do is this is going to create some overflow resistance. Because I find a lot of times that with this farm, when the endermen decide to go up to this edge and try and get at the endermite, they are usually going to fall off and fall onto your platform there. It's still going to happen, but with these extra 10 trapdoors here, it's going to happen a lot less than normally would. That's probably something you're not going to find in any other tutorial for a build like this, because it's something that I had to come up with because I was just annoyed by the amount of endermen spawning down there. But unfortunately, there is still going to be a lot of endermen down there, but they're only, like I said, going to be 1 hit. The very last thing you're going to need to do is go ahead and go back to the very end over here in the middle. And you're just going to want to connect these ends. Now, they can be curved. It can be like straight out and straight there like a square, or it can be diagonal. It doesn't really matter. Either way you want to do it. The amount of blocks that I've chosen is for a diagonal, so we're going to go ahead and connect it diagonally there and connect it diagonally there. So this is going to be what it looks like, and we're just going to fill this in. And if you, like I said, if you wanted to make it bigger, curve it out a little bit or make it square, either way, it's not really going to matter too much. I find that either way you do it, it's going to still be a lot of Enderman spawning. So let's go ahead and fill this in. Okie dokie. So as you can see, this is all filled in, and look at the amount of Enderman up there. Now those are stuck there because of the water that we have. So the very, very last thing you're going to do... Jeez, it's really loud over there. Anyway, the very last thing you're going to do is go ahead, pick up your water, and then ride it down to the bottom. Now, of course, Endermen get hurt in water, so they shouldn't bother you too much. Oh my gosh. Now that you picked up the water, go ahead and fall down. These poor Endermen just being tortured. Alright, so this is pretty much what it should look like down here at the bottom. Well, okay, it shouldn't look like this. That's only because we have the water up, so you might have to clear those out a little bit. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can just walk all the way down there. They'll despawn and you can come back. But at the bottom here, now this is going to be a little bit loud, so if you're a headphone user, rest in peace. But go ahead and just stand in the middle here, and we're going to... Oh, wow, look at that. And you can see my XP filling up. I mean, that's just incredible. That's going to get you a pretty decent amount of XP, I find. Look at all those Endermen falling down. Like I said, you're going to have some falling off the edge, but with those 5 trap doors up there, they shouldn't... Okay, that was rude. Excuse me while I go back here. Anyway, as you can see, those Endermen that were at the bottom there, they did clear up, they despawned. And we got a fresh new pallet down here. So no Enderman yet, and we don't have to worry about that too much. We'll go ahead and collect our gear that we dropped. And you can see they're already starting, oh my gosh, they're already starting to come in droves. This guy's here too. This is pretty much the finished product. This is what you're gonna have. Now, if you would like to build up these leaves a little bit more to feel safer, by all means, absolutely do that. Another option I like to have is just... Why? Ah! That's it. I'm sick of dying. I'm switching to creative mode. This is probably one of the most dangerous XP farms you're gonna build, so please just be very careful building this. It does get super annoying dying after a while if you don't have any armor like I didn't. But if you look in here, it gets a decent amount of ender pearls. And what you can do is you can go ahead and just put those in your bottom bar. And what I like to do is stand on the edge here and just toss them off. Of course, nobody really needs that many ender pearls, but if you want them, you can go ahead and take them. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I did want to mention that if you want to go ahead and build up the leaves around this, that might be a better idea. And definitely if you want to go ahead and put some sort of railings here, leaves are the best idea since nothing will spawn on them, but you can also use fence posts as well. And one last suggestion I have is just to put an ender chest here. I like to put the ender chest here so you can put all your mending gear in the ender chest, come over here, get it out of the ender chest, and just repair it, put it back in the ender chest without any chance of you dying and losing everything. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys really liked this tutorial. I hope it was simple enough for you. Please, if you died, I'm very, very sorry. I really wish I could try to have warned you enough, but I don't think there's enough warnings that could be put on this video. You're probably gonna bite it a couple times, and that sucks. But it's definitely worth the amount of XP you'll get. So if you guys liked it, go ahead and drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more Minecraft tutorials and for weekly Every Little Thing episodes. Every Little Thing is where I go ahead and I go in depth in something in Minecraft. My very last Every Little Thing video was my zombies video, which you can find up in the corner there or at the end of the video. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a wonderful time building this like I didn't, and you guys have a safe and wonderful day. I'm Kyle Lemon. Peace out.